Welcome to Bunnyfish Crafts. I'm your host Heather, known as Bunnyfish on Ravelry and Plurk. Today is Monday, the 11th of March, 2013. This is episode 18, Dance Dance. Grab some sticks and string and come sit with me. Today's title has nothing to do with the podcast other than that's what I did all morning. I decided that instead of knitting, it would be really fun to clean my house, but only if I was dancing, like 75% of the time, because, it's a little bit difficult to dance and vacuum at the same time. A little bit difficult. Still doable, but, it's not, word vomit. It's because Molly just touched my foot. I got distracted. My week has been really good. I can't really think of anything important to tell you, so I'm not going to. And let's just jump right in. The Mother's Day Craft Along is still going on and will be going on for a while. It ends on May 13th, 2013. That is the day after Mother's Day in the US. You can start a new project or finish up a work in progress. The only stipulation is that, it has to be a RAV sanctioned project and it has to be for a mom. You can define mom however you want. You don't have to push a baby out to be a mom, and just because you did push a baby out doesn't mean you are a mom. So use your discretion and tag your projects with BPHMOM for Bunnyfish Mom. On to finished objects. I feel like a slacker this week. Last week I had so many things listed on the finished objects, and this week I only have one. It's the Cursed Cable Socks by Melissa Meltrans Designs. And these are a test knit, and I'm not really doing them justice right now, holding them up. Let's try this again. Let's see if we can get that to look amazing. No, I just can't. I can't do it right now. If I had sock blockers, then maybe they would look really cool, but possibly not. I don't have sock blockers though, so you get to deal with this. Boyfriend is home from work today because he had a doctor's appointment, and yeah, I think he's going to be laughing at me. I don't think he watches my podcast, so he doesn't know what my podcast is all about.
I like sock blockers.
Anyway,
it's like they're being subtly dirty.
Anyway, these are the socks. They're done except the ends need to be woven in, but I didn't feel like it last night. So I'll do that today and head out to the post office later this week because those are a birthday present for my mom's boyfriend, and she specifically requested socks for him, and his birthday is sometime in the 20s of March. I did work on a lot of other things this week though. I am still working on Jerry's Star Socks, which I'm not going to show you because they need to be a surprise. I'm using the Star sock pattern that I designed, but I'm doing it top down instead of toe up. And I'm using Serenity sock weight in the colorway Surf, US size 1, 2.25 millimeter needles. On to something I can show you. I finished the first black lace thigh-high. And let's show you some lace. It's beauteous. I cast on the second one today, but I only got 2 rounds done, so I'm not even going to pull it out of the bag to show you. I don't usually make things more than once, but I am really liking this pattern, and I just might make a pair for myself. Not in black, because that would be too much of doing the same thing, and not right away. But I really like this pattern. It is Cinderella's Secret Stockings by Ruth Ramadan. I'm using Knit Picks Stroll in the colorway Black, US size 2, 2.75 millimeter needles. And the pattern actually has color work, but I didn't do color work because I didn't have any appropriate yarn, and yeah, I just didn't have appropriate yarn. I'm sure my sister will like the socks even though they don't have color work, and Amanda, if you don't like the socks, then I'll just keep your pair and extend the foot. So there. I also worked on my mom's shawl. Here is the stitch marker, so that's how much progress I've made. It'll, you know, not be all bunched up when it's done. Ugh, it's stockinette hell right now, so it's really hard for me to work on because the only thing that's worse than stockinette in the round is stockinette flat. So I force myself to do a few rows every day, but right now it sucks. The pattern is Lazy Katie by Bridget Freyer. It's Ice Yarns Angora Premium in the colorway Rose Pink. I'm using US size 8 5.0 millimeter needles, and honestly, if my mom picked out the yarn and the pattern, and if she had given me the option for either, I wouldn't have chosen this to go together. Just because I don't like stockinette and I don't like pink. But she's my mom, so when she asked me to do it, what was I going to say? No? I could have, but I would have felt like a jerk. I cast on a pair of socks for myself out of the Fellowship of the Socks book by Claire Ellen. Yes. I'm making the Legolas socks, and right now they look like nothing. I am 4 rounds into the pattern on the leg. I just finished the cuff, so it's not very far. It's because I'm not finding this pattern intuitive at all. Like, I looked at the pattern and nowhere in there did I think, huh, intuitive. I'm using Madeline Tosh sock in the colorway Lichen, and it's really pretty. It's not showing up super well on camera. I think because it's raining outside, so the lighting is all weird. The green and the purple, the change is much more subtle, and the purple looks a little more silver. The green is a little more pretty than that. Yeah, you just can't see how gorgeous this is. Maybe next week you'll be able to see. But these are the socks that I'm hoping to knit for myself this month. I really need to get working on it because we're a third of the way through the month and I have the first cuff started. But I don't have the cursed cables anymore, so that should make things go faster. The last thing that I worked on this week is the mystery knit along for the graphic infection. So if you're working on it and you don't want to be spoiled, then look away. I finished Clue 2, and that's what my shawl is looking like right now. I don't have a longer cable, so I can't stretch it out, so next week you're probably not going to be able to see very much when I do Clue 3, but that's what I have. These are Nooch Fibers yarns. Oh, let's see. There you go. Whole thing. And this is the colorway Stomping Grapes. And this is the colorway Totally Goth. And I told Josh that he needs to hurry up and put out the third clue so this can be big enough to be really squished on because this yarn is so fantastic. It's the Midtown Sock 25 Superwash Merino 25 nylon, or 75 Superwash Merino 25 nylon. Yeah, that one. And I just want to squish this yarn all day and wear it on my face all day. It's so soft. And I think it's really gorgeous. I have a story to tell you about this shawl. Okay, so I was finishing Clue 1, and I was on the very last row, and Gabriel climbed into my lap. And he wanted to knit with me, so I put his hands on the needles under mine, you know how you do. And then I started moving my hands through the motions of knitting with his hands. And then I realized that he was moving my hands. Like, he was the one making the actual stitches. So I kind of let go a little. I didn't take my hands away completely because Gabriel gets a little intimidated when you withdraw completely. So I just loosened the grip, and he did the last 20 stitches of the row by himself. So everybody who's making the graphic infection, all the ones that I've seen look really, really cool, but this one's the best because Gabriel did 20 whole stitches all by himself. I don't think you can really understand how exciting that was for me. Maybe you can, though. Maybe you had that moment, too, of, oh my god, my baby is knitting. And the day before that, he sewed up a hole in his pants all by himself. I won't let him wear the sewn up pants out in public because it's not a really good job. But I was really proud that he did it. He was so excited about it too, so that's what that is. Speaking of Nooch Fibers, it's time for the drawing. Are you excited? I'm really excited. So because I opened it to lots of people's, lots of places, I'm drawing names out of this project bag. It's a 31 bag. I usually use it to hold my sock yarn blanket, but right now it's holding names. I don't know if you can see that. And hold it up here, and let's see who gets it. LMECOLL Linda, Midtown. Let's see if Midtown is still in the shop. It is not. So Linda, get in touch with me. Let me know what else you want. Let's go back to my screen. See if you can even see this paper. There you go. Yay! I really like the Noochiness. So for everybody who didn't win, go buy some yarn. Use the coupon code. Help the kitten. Pay the vet from her socks. This is going to look so amazing in my sock yarn blanket. I don't know what it is. I don't know the colorway. I don't know anything about this, except that it looks like Superman ice cream and it's super bright, so it's going to look fantastic in my blanket, which I didn't work on at all this week because, because I was finishing a black lace thigh-high instead. I am on to my reading segment. Yes, blah. Word vomit. I finished The Haunting of Laysbel Cray by Chris Wooding, and it was really, really good. It was a little bit predictable, but not bad. I just find most books to be predictable. And if they're not predictable, then things come out of left field, and that doesn't make sense either. So I just pay attention to a lot of details when I'm reading. I really, really liked it. The characters were well developed through the story, and I highly recommend it. I've been talking about that book for about 3 weeks now, so let's talk about the book that I started reading. If you watch Traveling Sock Knitter, you will you'll probably recognize the next title, Divergent by Veronica Roth. And I'm not very far, but it's really good so far. I'm not far enough to talk about it yet. Let's just say that. I'm far enough to know that I like it, and I'm really interested in getting through it, and probably will like the second one too. I'm so spacey today. I blame Steve for playing on his computer right now and being distracting. So my list this week is 3 new podcasts, and by new, I mean super new. 2 of them have 3 episodes, and one of them has 2 episodes, but actually 3 because they did a test episode. So the first one I'm going to tell you about is Penguin Soup. The host's name is Virginia, and she is concise. Her podcasts were, the first 2 were around 15 minutes, and no, the first and the third were around 15 minutes, and the second one was 20 minutes. She's just like all knitting content, basically. If it's not about knitting, she doesn't talk about it. So if that's what you're into, go watch her. Plus, she's really, really cute, and her projects are nice. And it's worthwhile to read through her blog because it doesn't take that long, because it's pretty new, and she has some good information in it. The second podcast is Must Stash. The hosts are Steph and Stacy, and they were uploading episode 2 today, which is, I consider episode 3 because they did the test episode. They play very well off of each other, and it's just fun watching them banter. So go watch them, make your own opinions. And then the third one is Knitty Digits. The host is Jay, and she talks about knitting and nail polish. So if you're into nail polish, and I know there are a lot of people really into nail polish, if you're into it, go and watch her podcast. She has 3 episodes. She's not recording this week because it is her birthday week, but then she plans to record every week. I think all 3 of the new podcasts that I mentioned are planning on recording weekly. So go check them out. Give them some love. I will link I'll link their shows in the show notes, and I will link their Rav groups too, so you can go join up there if you so desire. That was really, really fast. Well, I hope you made something awesome with your sticks and string, like maybe 6 stitches in the time that you've been watching, and I will see you next week.